Good afternoon from Yami B TV. Wishing you all well, sending plenty of love your way, and hoping your day is going the best it possibly can. I've said that for a while. Before I go back out into the sunshine, my take, my opinion on what happens next and what is actually happening right now with the American R&B songwriter, artist, Chris Brown, right? So look. First things first, I'm astounded that his team members and him himself and all parties combined around him all together don't know that if he turns up back in England, there is a warrant out for his arrest, right? With these allegations and now charges that took place in a nightclub incident in 2023. Now, the British authorities are normally good at, we saw with Russell Brand, you don't have to be really in their presence to get a notification that you might be charged or on that score, right? So they normally say, like, look, we need to talk to you. So I'm astounded that no one is aware that he is in real serious danger unless he doesn't see the significance of what he might be facing with the GBH with intent. And many people saying, no, they're talking shit, he can't get life for that thing. No, for that legal charge there with the intent with GBH, it carries a life sentence, but he won't be getting that, okay? Look, so that bit first. Regarding the bail, where he is right now as well. All right, so he got reminded of custody. He's in Manchester. He has to go to Southwark Crown Court in June, which would mean probably Wandsworth. But they don't have the facilities to house Chris Brown, so it probably end up being Belmarsh any day now, really, right? The reality is this. When it comes to bail, the evidence, and there is CCTV evidence that night, right? But that's for a later stage. That's for a jury to decide or whether he pleads guilty or not, right? So we're not going to speculate on the evidence on this. But regarding the bail, no. If he gets bail, he will significantly, he gave his address in England in that hotel room there. His legal team will have to come up with a plan that he stays in England. The only way that the British authorities are going to allow him bail, right, is if he surrenders his passport to go back to America and he resides in England until the trial. But it looks like there could be evidence on this, but we can't speculate, right? Look, so that's the only way that he's going to get bail. It's a serious offence, mate. It's the most serious allegation that he's had to face yet in his whole life, right? My belief, if found guilty on this, gets 6 to 7 years, right, in prison. Now, look, that's if he gets found guilty, right? We haven't seen all the evidence yet, right? And like I said, evidence doesn't really come into a bail hearing, right? So all the money in the world, it's not really going to help him in Great Britain like it would do in America. So he really is in a catch-22 when really, in reality, there's not much way out of these circumstances he finds himself in now. Look, the third thing, right? He arrives in that jail in Manchester. I've got to be perfectly honest with you. My information tells me that he had to go on the protection wing, right? Not because he's scared. Chris Brown ain't really scared of no one, right? But because of all the things that go with his status as being a singer worldwide, his history of failing to appear as well with certain things. But also, notice carefully, right? His fan base outside the courtroom, even online at present, right, on various apps, that there are females, right, applying to be prison officers to go and work in a prison so that they can be close to him, his fans. That is a reality. It's not just hearsay, mate. There will be, with that kind of life, right, that Chris Brown's led, right? Now he comes with a lot of stuff around him, right? You look back in history, the Rihanna thing and all that. Many people look at things in a different way. You will have Rihanna supporters that never really forgave him for all that. You know, that it doesn't really stand a chance. It's uncharted territory for him, a British jail, right? He hasn't got no choice. He goes through reception. They said to him, listen, you have to go on the protection wing. Because if you think he's got the means by way of money, to fund anything. He's going to have to, the circus that's going to be around him, if he goes on normal location, there will be all the hogs, all the things, yeah, Chris, come with us. There'll be the enemies, the ones that don't like him, which is what I reiterate with the Rihanna thing. Amongst many other things that many people love about Chris Brown and don't love about him, right? So there'd be a big circus with there. He couldn't do nothing about it. He had to go on the protection wing, right? It's easier to monitor him. And if you're thinking about these ladies applying to be prison officers so that they can go and have a liaison with him and go and see him, and he's opened up to be exploited. If he was on normal location, the proper hardcore criminal, especially down there in Manchester as well, he'd be in London soon, right? But look. He will be open to being, leaned on this week. He's got the means to an end to pay out. And then he's not going to really want to go through all that thing there. They broke it down to him in reception. Chris Brown has to reside on that Rule 43, it's Rule 45 now apparently, protection wing, right? Which is made for people that are not really on the charges that he's on, okay? But he ain't really got no choice in the matter. So it's going to be a real difficult time for Chris Brown. I can't really see bail, right? Unless he does have to reside in this country. But the reality is, in my humble opinion, this could go badly wrong to him, and he will be spending, possibly could be spending quite a few years in a British jail. Where does it all leave him? He had tours booked up in all various European countries. They will get refunded for their money and all that, which makes it even more. How could you not have known that if you step back into England, that you would have to face an old allegation from 2023 and not had no notice that the authorities wanted to speak to you? Speaks volumes for itself. And money on this one, if it was a case of his status and his money means and all that, he would have got bail already, I'm suspecting, all right? But nah. He's in a real bit of trouble here, all right? So I think I've done the best I can there, but my information, and I'm going to tell you straight up and down, Chris Brown, whatever it means, really, I don't think he loses face either way, but he is on the protection wing, all right? See you all soon.